My family decided to walk down the process of us getting a new construction home. We were in for a whirlwind, but it was a great journey. We cried a lot, we laughed a lot, we had a lot of fun. In this video, we're gonna walk through, I'm gonna tell you my story of our new construction journey and how this can help benefit you and avoid the mistakes that we made so you don't have to. My name is Randy Valdez with Dallas Unlocked. But before I get started, my channel really needs your help. In order for my videos to get out to you guys, it runs off of engagement. So at one point in this video, if you can comment, like, and subscribe, that really helps because I shoot these videos to help you guys that are looking for answers and looking for questions, and I want to be that person for you. But I can't get it out there if I don't get engagement. It helps YouTube algorithm, and that really helps me get my content out. Yeah, so what we were doing, we went through the process of buying the new construction home, and first off we were deciding, do we want pre-existing or do we want new construction? I personally never really bought a new construction home before. Never bought a new construction home before. So I knew the process because I sold new construction homes, but I never took that step. And man, me walking through that step made me a better realtor just because of the fact that I'm able to help walk you through the step and walk my clients through the step on what they were to expect. So yeah, that was just a really good experience for me. I learned a lot and I made some mistakes along the way that I don't want you guys to make. So that being said, you know, when we decided to go look at new construction homes, we looked flipping everywhere. We went to the ends of the earth, all over DFW. If it was McKinney, if it was Levon, if it was Fate, if it was Rockwall, you name it. We went and saw builders with D.R. Horton, Lennar, Pacesetter, Bloomfield, the list goes on and on. So that process was kind of daunting, but we ended up finding which builders we liked, which builders we didn't like, and we ended up landing on Pacesetter, and it was a really good, let me turn this light on. It was a really good decision that we did make them. We're really happy with Pacesetter. Their product is phenomenal. And so when we went over there, we finally landed on Pacesetter. We were going to go with a spec home. And what a spec home is a home that's already built out, that is an inventory home. Well, we went under contract. When we went under contract, we were having to sell our house first. It was contingent. Well, long story short, we didn't get the house sold on time, so we had to back out of that contract. So if that happens to you guys and you put down your earnest money, oftentimes you can't get that earnest money back. So that can be anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000. So what we had to do, we had to build a home from ground up or purchase another spec home. So we decided to build a home from ground up. And it was quite the process. We went out there, we picked our lot, and when we picked our lot, we were really excited. It was fun. At the time that we were building, there was no houses. We were the first house on the block. So I like to say that we were the pioneers. It was really fun though. But after that, we picked our lot. We went down to the sales center, made an appointment to, not the sales center, the design center. And we made an appointment to get there and talk to them about what we want, what kind of brick we wanted. And when we decided to land on the brick, the decor, our house started coming together. So in that process, I ended up, we're actually also taking a tour of 3 properties while I'm just telling my story. But in that process, it was man, it was fun. We went and picked up what our countertops are going to be like. Something similar to this, actually. Actually, very similar to this. So we went and we would pick out what the countertops would look like, what our actually hanging pendant lights would look like, and we decided to purchase different types of packages with the builder that we have with Pacesetter, and it ended up coming together quite nicely. It was so much fun. We would get updates from the builders daily, and we got updates when they poured the slab, and when they started putting the framing up. And when they started putting the framing up and the drywall, man, that is when the house started coming alive. We caught ourselves just going there all the time just to see what our future house would look like. And it ended up being quite a fun little process. We would look forward to the weekly emails, and man, I'm telling you, it was so much fun. So what I did make a mistake on was when you get a spec home, and when you have the spec home, you are able to capture a lot more incentives other than when you buy a spec home, opposed to when you are purchasing a ground up build. That being said, when we were originally getting our spec home, we were supposed to get blinds, washer, dryer, fridge. Well, on our not in our pre-existing home, on our ground up build, we did not get that. That ended up being quite expensive, like having to purchase the specific type of refrigerator, the washer and dryer, the blinds. Ended up being more expensive than we thought. And so that was one of the things that I want to tell you guys is make sure you are getting all the information on the incentives that you're getting with either a ground up build or a spec home build, or if you are under a contract like us and getting a spec home and then we weren't able to sell our home because it was on contingent, then we had to go with the ground up build. What incentives did we lose? So that's really important to ask, just because of the fact that, like, you don't want to lose any money and you don't want to be out thousands and thousands of dollars on incentives that you think that you're getting that you're not. But that is a reason why you have your real estate agent walk you through that process. Now, if you're on my video, I would like for you to choose me as your real estate agent so I know exactly what to ask and what not to ask, and more what to ask than what not to ask. This actually really, you know what to, forget what I said on what not to ask. You got to ask everything. Anyhow, let's flip this back around and look at this house. So we're going through the process. We ended up putting our house back on the market. We got it sold 24 hours. And then we ended up having to purchase a Airbnb rental for 77 days. We didn't expect our house to get built so fast. And let me tell you, that was quite stressful, but we were able to figure it out. And so that's another thing. If you are selling your home and it ends up selling faster than expected, have that contingency plan. Do I get an Airbnb rental? Do I have family or friends to stay with for a little bit? And kind of navigate that and walk through that, because that's what we went through. And that was quite an interesting process. So going through the underwriting process is also when you're getting your pre-approval, you got to be really strategic. Don't spend any money. They're going to account what you're taking in, what's going out, and then you're going to have to actually report that and give them an explanation. And that really becomes an issue because they are really watching and monitoring during the underwriting process when you're buying the home. So it's another thing that we had to walk through, is because we ended up selling our furniture. We're looking at getting new furniture, purchased a mattress, and we realized like, oh, that was stupid. Let's cancel that order. And we had to wait through all the sales to go through until we were clear to close, until we were able to actually get into and start purchasing our furniture, big purchases, because you don't want to have that hiccup when you're walking through the lending process, the underwriting process, because you want it to be a smooth transaction, and that's another mistake that we made. But, you know, we ended up falling in love with the house that we built. We loved it. We love it. And it has just been such a great process, a great story. We get to tell our friends, because our friends are like, hey, what was the new build process? I want to know more about it. And so we get to walk through them and tell them. And it's an opportunity to tell you guys that the new build process can be a lot, but it can also be fun and also be an adventure if you choose to look at it that way, and if you have a realtor that's actually walking you through the process and actually alleviating some of the stress and frustrations that's going on. So yeah, if you haven't had an opportunity yet, hit like and subscribe. My YouTube page really needs your help. Like I mentioned earlier, the only reason my YouTube videos are able to get to you guys is because you guys engage. So at this point, or later on in the video, if you can just lightly comment on what you thought, what's the process, that engagement helps the algorithm, gets my videos out to you guys, and it allows me to continue with the passion that I have helping you guys. Oh, one other thing, I also, not just one other thing, there's a lot of, I can fill a video of 1,000 hours on what and what not to do. But one thing I do remember was when we were closing and we were going to the close date, and we were wiring our money over, our down payment. We were actually closing on a holiday. So sometimes when you're closing, or we're not closing on a holiday, we were closing the day after the holiday, not on the holiday. But every wire that goes through on that day off kind of like takes a little while for everything to get hit. So we literally closed and we did not see our funds just hit yet, and we were just waiting. We couldn't get our keys. We weren't able to get our keys until later on in the day, like around 5 o'clock, and we were wondering like, where did our money go? It's not in our bank. They don't have it. And then that was just really one of the most scariest things, because that's a lot of money that you have, whether it's 3,000 or 70,000. It's just money's money, and when it's lost in cyberspace and you can't find it because you wired it out, you start having those panic attacks. But the good thing is they called us around 5:30 and saying, hey, the money hit, you can come pick up your keys. We picked up our keys. We were able to walk in our house for the first time, and it was just so much fun being able to see the process going from slab to this up here to the I like to call it the matchstick house phase, but the timber phase, and then also we get to the drywall phase, and then, you know, it gets all built out, and now we're in our home. But that process was our story of how we were able to get into a new construction home, our process of going and getting a spec home, then not getting it, then doing a ground up. So like, if you have any questions, the difference between a spec home or ground up build, or what that process was, even more depth, give me a call. I'm here for you. I got your back. If, like I said earlier, if it's 9 days or 90 days, if you're looking to get into a home, I got you. Give me a call. I can help you. But thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video, and I'll see you in the next one. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Oh, don't forget to subscribe. See ya.